some important discrete probability distributions. As I have discussed before, that there are two kinds of or two types of distributions, probability distributions. One is discrete distribution and the other is continuous distribution. So today we are going to discuss some important discrete probability distributions. For your course, we'll just discuss these three probability distributions. First one is binomial probability distribution, then hypergeometric probability distribution, and then Poisson probability distribution. Before starting, we need to know that for all the probability distribution, we need to know these following things. First, properties of the probability distribution, then the probability function through which we will get the probabilities, and a range of random variable x, then parameter. Each probability distribution has one or more parameters, so we need to know every parameter of each distribution. Then we need to know the mean and variance of the distribution. So now, starting with binomial probability distribution, or we say that what is a binomial probability experiment. So a kind of experiment in which the outcomes of each trial may be classified into one of the two categories called success or failure. The outcomes will be classified into two: success and failure. Then the second property is the probability of success, which is represented or denoted by small p, remains constant for all trials. The successive trials are independent. One trial is not dependent on the other, or one trial is not affected by the other trial, but the trials are independent. For example, when you toss a coin, so the coin is not effective. If you toss a coin and a head comes, and the in the next trial, the head can also appear, or the tails can appear, so it will be independent. The trials will be independent, and the experiment is repeated a fixed number of time, which is represented by small n. Now, second thing was probability function. Each distribution has its own unique probability function through which we find the probabilities. So here, this is the probability function for binomial distribution. When you are going to use binomial distribution, you need to memorize this probability function through which you can get the probabilities. Now, I'll explain what this function, how you can solve this function, or how you can put the values in this function. This function says that a probability of x which is equal to small x. Small x is a real value of random variable, and n is the fixed number of trials, and p here means the probability of success. So q will be probability of failure. We know that the total probability, the range of the probability is between 0 to 1, and the total probability will be always equal to 1. So if the probability of success is p, so to find q we will minus 1 from p, then we get the probability of failure. Now, parameters. There are two parameters of binomial distribution, n and p, and I have explained that what is n and what does p means. Now, mean. What will be the mean of the binomial distribution? It is n multiplied by p. And what will be the variance? It is n multiplied by p multiplied by q. Now, with the question, it will be more clear to you. This question has been taken from your book, chapter number 8, question number 8.3a. So, a die is rolled 5 times, and a 5 or 6 is considered a success. Find the probability of number 1 is no success, at least 2 successes, at least 1, but more than 3 successes. So now first we need to know that what is our success. If a die is rolled, we know that die has six sides, and it has six sides, and it has dots from 1 to up to 6. So when a number 5 or number 6 will appear, we'll have success, and if other numbers will appear, we will have failure. So n is 5 because a dice is rolled 5 times. So how many times a dice is rolled, or how many time a experiment is performed, it is your n. So n is 5. Now probability of success, we know that total are 6, and 5 plus 5 plus 6 side is 2. So 2 by 6 will be our probability success probability of success, and the probability of failure q, which is equal to 1 minus p, will be equal to 1 minus 0.33, which is equal to 0.67. Now we have got all the values which we will put in the formula. So here is the probability formula, and we first of all, for no success, no means 0, so we will put x is equal to 0. Now n is 5, c x is 0 here, probability of success p power x, which is 0 here, then 0.67 is probability of failure, then n minus x. So by putting the values, and directly if you calculate from the calculator, so you get this probability 0.1317. So for part 2, sorry, this is part 2. For part 2, it is given that at least two successes. So part 2 says that at least two successes, which means that probability of at least two success, at least means equal to or greater than, not less than. So we know that n is 5, so we have to start from probability of x is equal to 2 to probability of x is equal to 5. It's your choice, you can put the values in this, or to make it more easy, we know that the total probability will of a question or of a distribution will always be equal to 1. So if we use here the uh, complement law, which says that the occurrence of one element is equal to 1 minus non 1 minus non occurrence of that element. So here we minus this non occurrence from this, so we get probability of x is less than or equal to 2 here. So probability of x is less than or equal to 2 is, we know that it could be 0 or it could be 1. So for 0 already we have computed the probability, here we have taken directly the value, and for 1 we will put values in this formula again, and then we will get the result. Okay, next part 3 says that at least one but more than three successes. So you should have one, at least one means more, one or more than one, and then less than 3, so it is between 1 starting from 1 to 3. So probability of 1 plus probability of 2 plus probability of 3. So again, in this function we have put x is equal to 1, then x is equal to 2, and then x is equal to 3. So when we get separate probabilities, we add them, and we get the final probability or the final answer of at least one but more than three successes is 0.8230. So now we have one more question relating to binomial distribution, and this question is question number 8.12, part C. The question says a random variable x is binomially distributed with mean 3 and variance 2. Compute probability of x is equal to 7. Now here directly n and n or p are not given, but the mean and variance of the binomial distribution are given, and we know, and we have discussed this before, that the mean of the binomial distribution is equal to n cross p and multiply by p, and variance of the binomial distribution is n into p into q. So here the answer of mean is given, so np will be equal to 3 and npq will be equal to 2. Now dividing this will be equation 1 and this will be equation 2. Now dividing equation 2 by equation 1, so we have divided equation 2 variance by mean. So when we divide this, np will be cancel, and this value 0.66 will be the value of q. Now we know that when we subtract the probability of failure from 1, we get the probability of success. So so here we get the value of p, or the probability of success, which is equal to 0.34. So by putting the value of p in equation 1, which is np is equal to 3. So here we have put it the value of p in this equation. So when we divide it on the both sides, so we get 9 here. It might be the result might come in points, but we know that n is the number of success. So number of anything, like number of houses, number of chairs, tables, cannot be in the points. Number is always in whole number. So here the n is 9. Now what was the question? That find the probability of x is equal to 7. So now we have n and also we have got p. So directly we will put 7 in place of x, and we get the answer of binomial distribution, which is equal to x is equal to 7 is equal to 0.0073. Now next distribution is hypergeometric distribution. Again we need to know its properties and the parameters and the probability function. So first of all we need to discuss the properties of hypergeometric distribution. So the properties of hypergeometric distributions are: the outcomes of each trial may be classified into two categories. One of the two categories, success and failure. This is similar as we have discussed in binomial distribution. The probability of success changes on each trial. Now this is the difference between the binomial distribution and hypergeometric distribution, because in binomial distribution the probability of success remains fixed, but in hypergeometric distribution the probability of success changes, and also the successive trials are dependent, but in binomial distribution the successive trials were independent. So this is the main difference between the hypergeometric distribution and the binomial distribution, and the experiment is repeated at fixed number of time, and that is fixed and that this is similar to the binomial distribution. Now what is the probability function? This is the probability function of hypergeometric distribution. C is combination, which we have discussed before in detail. Now the range of x, which is here, the range of x random variable is from 0 to n, and n is fixed, and parameters of hypergeometric distribution are capital N, small n, and then small k. Okay, what does capital N means? The number of units in the set or population in a because here the selection comes here, the selection is concerned. We will have some population, and then some sample or subset will be selected, and then we have to calculate some probability. So the number of units in population is represented by capital N. The number of units in the subset or sample are represented by small n, and The number of successes of the set are of the set or population are denoted by k, the number of successes. Now the mean of the hypergeometric distribution is n into k divided by capital N, and the variance is n into k multiplied by n minus k divided by n square multiplied by capital N minus small n divided by capital N minus 1. So now it will be more clear when we solve this question. This question is again taken from exercise number 8, question number 8.27, part A. So a, a committee of size 3 is selected from 4 men and 2 women. Find the probability distribution for the number of men on the committee. So, first of all, I told you before that selection will be involved in here. So, a committee of size 3 is selected. So, small n or sample size or the number of elements in the sample is 3 here. Population or the set is 4 plus 2, because we have total of 4 men plus 2 women, which is 6. And k is here, k is something which we are interested in, or the number of successes. So here the number of success is men, the number of men. So the number of men here is 4. Now already we have discussed this probability function of hypergeometric distribution. Now how we will find the probability distribution? First we will write the possible values of the random variable x, which are 0, 1, 2 and 3. Now impossible 0, for x is equal to 0, the probability is 0 because it is the impossible event, because here we see that the selection is of three men or women. But if no man will be selected, so woman will be selected, but the total number of women is 2. So it is not possible, because from where we will get another woman, because women are 2 here. So for x is equal to 0, in this situation it is an impossible event, and I have told you before that for impossible event probability is always 0. Now for 1 we have put values here and computed the values, and these are the possible um, probabilities. And I have told you before that when we write the possible values of random variable x with their corresponding with their corresponding probabilities, so this set or this table is called the probability distribution. So this is answer here. Now next distribution, the third distribution which we are going to discuss is Poisson distribution, Poisson probability distribution. Now the number of successes, this is a bit different distribution, because the number of successes is fixed here, but the number of trials are not fixed. We don't know about the number of trials. At the time span, the time is fixed. For example, you say that the number of accidents in a specific road in an hour or in one day. So 1 day or hour is the time which is specified, but the number of accidents are not specified. Similarly, I can give you one more example, like number of phone calls uh, on a cell number in 2 hours. So 2 hours is the time which is fixed here, but we don't know that how many phone calls will be attending in this 2 hours. So the number of successes is fixed, and the number of trials is not fixed here. Now This Poisson distribution has only one parameter, which is mu, which is mean actually, and which is the number of which is mean, and we can say this is average. This mu is average or mean. It will be given in the question to you. The probability function is very simple here as compared to the other two distributions. This is very simple. This is equal to mu power x into exponential value power minus mu divided by x factorial. Now, the range of x is from starting from 0 to infinity because the number of trials is not fixed, and e is the exponential value, which is a universal constant, and directly you can get it from the calculator, and its value will not change. Now, by doing question, it will be more clear to you. um, Question number 8.33 part A. A Poisson distribution is given by this distribution is given to you, and here we can see instead of mean 3 is written, so mu, the value of mu is 3 here. Find the probabilities for x is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So separately we will find the probabilities. We will separately put 0 instead of x, then 1 instead of x. By putting these values we get the following probabilities. So uh, this was all for today, and this